So tell us about Oregon and then just generally what's happening with these wiretapping suits.
Sure. So I have been talking about wiretapping for quite some time because this is such a huge pain point that so many companies are dealing with in the way of demand letters, arbitration demands with many, many claimants, sometimes boxes of claimants that can really add up just to engage in arbitration in the millions of dollars, and lawsuits being filed alleging that their use of digital technology on their site, tags and pixels for analytics, for advertising purposes, are illegal wiretapping mechanisms. They're either intercepting a private communication, they're a pen register. These are all old terms from the 70s, but essentially under the wiretap in some of the states, you need both parties, the company, and then the person, the consumer who's engaging, need both parties to consent. So this was in the context way back when with telephone calls. They're applying this in a digital context. We've certainly heard a lot of this in California. SEPA lawsuits is the common terminology for that. But this is an Oregon case, same wiretapping type allegations, went up to the Ninth Circuit, which is the appellate court, federal appellate court for Oregon. And the Ninth Circuit with 3 judges, different appointees from different presidents, they had a ruling, and essentially the ruling was asked for the entire Ninth Circuit to take another look at the ruling to determine whether wiretapping with 2-party consent in the context of this digital ad and analytics tags, is that going too far to say that, yes, you need 2-party consent in that context?
And these wiretapping laws, I mean, I think I heard you, it's not just chatbots online, where it's maybe something that resembles a call. It's tracking pixels and tags, and it's all the way there. Interesting.
Right, it's all the way there. These are old statutes. So just juxtapose those statutes with the actual comprehensive privacy laws in these states. Oregon has a new privacy law effective in July. Those have an opt-out for those digital ad and analytics tags. This is essentially flipping that, saying, doesn't matter what your privacy law is. We've got this other wiretap law, and the wiretap law has a tougher standard.
And so are we seeing this like general move towards opt-in, even though the laws are opt-out? I mean, the other example I think we heard recently was, you know, if you label it sensitive data, like for example, if browsing data is sensitive, well, that needs an opt-in, even though any other places you opt out. Like the latest version of the federal privacy law, I think somebody was saying that, hey, there's some kind of circular argument here that, hey, it's opt-out, except when it's sensitive data, which is opt-in, targeted advertising. Oh, by the way, browsing data, which is mostly used for advertising, is sensitive, so it's opt-in. Like, okay. So
yeah.
why don't you, yeah, is that generally what's happening? And I think the FTC cases, or even the deceptive conduct cases, they have sensitive data at their core. Like, is that where we're going, or is it just a debate?
I think there's much more alignment on the use of sensitive data and needing a true consent for that. I think at least what we've seen in the laws where legislatures have been really intentional about digital advertising, and I'll put Abba to the side for now, have really focused on an opt-out approach to that. There are consequences of whether it's opt-in or opt-out for economies, for businesses, for small businesses. It's an open question, right? But I think at least from a policy standpoint, we've leaned on the side of opt-out. And it's really hard to suddenly flip the switch and do it to an opt-in where there's not a clear standard that it's an opt-in, right? These are demands under state laws in a few states. How can you have the entire ecosystem suddenly reach agreement, it's opt-in, when there's not a clear law that says that? And so just thinking of digital advertising and all the different players involved, from the publishers to the advertisers, you got to get everybody on the same page. You can't do it in some pockets here, some pockets there. It just doesn't work.
And I mean, the ad tech ecosystem is a super tanker ready to turn around. It's not just a one-day thing, right? Like,
no.
Yeah. Alysa, thanks. This is also, I actually woke up this morning thinking, I wonder what we're going to talk about. I don't want to talk about the federal law again. And then I saw your post. I'm like, okay, stuff's happening. Thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you.